I'm not talking to you now. Sorry, I just tickled myself. I'm like, oh! Mr. Wave. You literally legs, arms, and a head. What the fuck? Oh my god! Firing blanks.
Mine. I spoke that.
Please you can, and boom. Oh. I pressed a random button and it was the button for this thing I'm already on. We offered Side-Eye Guy's asshole up to the incubus/succubus. Nothing happened to his bumhole.
It's a noxious odour and it smells pretty rotten, and I've got a strong suspicion it's coming from your bottom.
I get brown and pink mixed up. Fuck off. No. Marilyn Monday. I saw that video. Happy birthday, Mr. Beardo. And chat was sorting laundry, so much laundry. Christmas Day. We're ending in 10 minutes. Turkey battle cry. Beardo looks like a white camp Mr. T. A pitbull. CRL, if you clip that,
Oh, Beardo! Hello,
is...
chat. I was about to write in the chat, buongiorno.
Scared the shit out of me shouting that loud. Look at this shit. This is in line with my nipples. They're lower than my nipple. Where's my nipples gone? Gun is firing peanuts! Peanuts!
Fire him with your penis, Beardo!
Side-Eye Guy. He's that posh. He's like James Bond, but with a sock. I've been stunned. I got him through the stun. I'm getting accused of hacking for that. I do apologise. Something went wrong. As always, good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. First of the regular Sunday slot. I've given up the Fridays. I know you've all just been looking at a black screen because of 30-second delay. My bad. Megan behind Blue Eyes, thank you very, very much for... What is up with this camera? Thank you very, very much for the membership. 2 seconds. Let me sort this. Hello? That didn't work. Color correction, gamma, that'll contrast down. Well, that looks a bit better, I guess. That'll do. That'll do. I'd be worried there for a minute. I did it on purpose. Honest. Cody Breeman. Holy shit. Thank you for the $100. Holy shit. For the mods. Stay awesome, everyone. Love you all. Cody, that is very, very kind of you. Very kind. Sunday Hangouts are back. They are. It's not a gaming stream, Wheels. It's just there's something wrong with the audio. What? Is the audio gone? It shouldn't be. Sounds good to you. Thank God for that. You'd think he'd be organized. I'm organized. It's just every time I turn the PC on and off, something changes, and I have no idea why. And it pees me off a bit. Right, let's do the participants. Excuse me. Adam WBA, Amy and Aussie, Amy 75, Andrew Goodyear, Angela Gauk. Anita Drake, Arts and Craft Lady, AV Stevie, Bailey, Beat That, Diecast, Bean Sawyer, Big Dan, Bob the Beard, Cassidy May Wilson, hello Cassidy May, Kat, Kaz Scala, Chris Yule, Christine Bissett, Cody Breeman, Corvette, Gina's Dreams, CRL, Cynthia Bossy Boss, Danny's Flood, David Binch, David James, Dawn C, Dealey Boy, Dean Bailey, Debbie L, Ember, is gone, Emma Rose, Firefly Lavi. Have I said that right? It feels like I said it wrong. Firefly Lavi, Firefly Kelly, Gillian Daniels, Gingy, Glasgow Ghost Hunters, Granny Dumpling, Haunted Echoes Limited, Immortalized Beast, Jan Stadil, Jane C, Jenny Jake, Jiggy, Jolene. Job by Pat and Cathy, Katie W, Kayleen Herb, Kev Care, Paranormal, Kev, fantastic night. I am going to discuss that in a second. Chris Williams, Christy Keating, Crypto Games, Laura Wilson, Lee, Leanne, Liz Gowler, Loretta Mooney, Louise Dickinson, Megan Behind Blue Eyes, Mel Wyeth, Merlin and Faye King's Crown, Michael Mayhem, Miss Kabad, Miss Kratos, Moist Pants, Mr. Badger, Mrs. Bob the Beard, Hannah Connor, Nancy Peters, Nick Derrick, One Annalise, Overfiend, Paul John, Pomp, Punky Pixie, Ray.com, Rob DeBlay, Robert Henley, Rod, Roger Bowen, Sarah Bowman, Sarah Burton, Shaza R, Simon Stevens, Simply Spooky, Skazdias, Stacey Smart, Steve A, Super JJ, Susan Hornby, The Dark Carney, The Paranormal Monkey, The Mad Wecker, Tina JT, UK Diecast Hunters, Val and Val. There's 2 different Vals. Wheels, The OG, WW1 Russ, and Weird Fox. Good evening, everybody. Ghosts on Trent are in. Hello, Ghosts on Trent. We will be sending everyone Ghosts on Trent. Make a nice change to send some love over to Ghosts on Trent. Did you have them all? Have what? If you don't know about Pokemon, don't like them. Stupid fucking things. Queen of the Underworld, hello to you. Tighty83, hello to you. Kimberly Shepherd, hello to you on your 15-minute break at work. Hunks Lamb, good evening. Anne Grace. Anna Matt, say hi to you, Beardo. Hello there, Anne. Beardo, could I please get a rar for my 6-year-old Caden, please? He finds you very funny. Crypto Games course can. Caden. Rar. 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 Beardo, why must you always shit on my childhood? Because I'm old and miserable. And yes, you can have a tickle.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
I haven't seen Jimmy's video. I'll have a look after it. Did you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh? No, I'm old. My shit was for kids. Says me that sits in a room full of toys. So, I missed something then, didn't I? I missed something. Needs a good smack he does when Annalise. I can't help that I'm older than you lot, and you grew up on shit cartoons, and I grew up on He-Man. So, last night, I went to Warmley Clock Tower. Second time I've been there. But this time, I kind of investigated in drips and drabs, but I went with Kev K and his new, I think it's only the second one he's ever done, and it was his paranormal investigation for beginners. It's like a classroom course, but there's practical stuff in there and open discussions. And I have to say that if you are looking to get into the paranormal in the UK and you want to learn about how to ethically do it, how equipment does or doesn't work, and ways around the equipment that doesn't work, it's absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm quite experienced with the paranormal. Nothing or nowhere near as experienced as Kev. But I felt like I learned some things coming from there. And there were people there that, 2 of them were fans of the channel and were picking my brain about everything they could, which I thought was fantastic. Did the clock work? I don't know, didn't look. Horror, thank you for the 12 months. Happy to be a weirdo. Thanks, Beardo. Horror, well done on that debunk on Paranormal Nightmare with the door. Well done. It was a very good class. He had time for all of us. It was a small class, which made it even better. But Kevin is very experienced, and there were some questions asked that maybe somebody could have been, that's a stupid question, I'm not answering that. There was none of that. There was no such thing as a stupid question, but there were very, very good answers to it all. And it was presented in a way that no belief system was ever mocked or anything like that. It was done very respectfully from a very skeptical point of view, because Kev is probably more skeptical than I am. But it was an absolutely fantastic course. There was a guy there, very nice gentleman, but he's been out of the paranormal for a long time. And you could see him becoming frustrated, not with Kev or the course, but with his belief. You could see him like, so why do we use EMFs? And when he got the answer of it's kind of pointless, you could see the disappointment and frustration. And he was like, so why do we do all these things? What is proof? And then when the answer was, there is no proof. That's the point of this course, really. But he took it in good sort of stead. But yeah, it's such a good course. And I don't know whether Kevin needs to put this into a book as well. But yeah, fantastic. He showed us a new bit of kit that him and a colleague have been working on, and that seems like a fantastic idea. I won't say anything about that here. Mel Wyeth, thank you very, very much for the gifted membership. I appreciate you. Horror, thank you for the $99.99 for Beardo and Mrs. Geek. Calla, you have been so kind to us for such a long time. I appreciate you. Paranormal Counters, thank you for the $19.99. So we meet again, Mr. Beardo. Got to support the real ones. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you for the $19.99 Paranormal Encounters. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of you that sit here. All of you that take my recommendations on board as well. Because a lot of people are thanking me for the help that they're getting on their channels. I've had a lot of messages of people in hospital and stuff that if it's not me that's helping them, it's other people in the community and stuff. I think it was... I very proud of what we've accomplished here and what we've accomplished as a wider community. I think it's fantastic. Thanks, Stu. So good to have you there. It was nice to be able to have an input as well, because obviously me and Kev, whilst we're both honest investigators, we have a different background. Kev comes from a very scientific, logical approach from registered places. And deals with residential, something I've got no experience in. But then I've done a lot of abandons and paid locations and stuff. And when people were asking questions to Kev about those things, I was able to answer them without feeling like I was treading on his toes. And there was 2 occasions, I think, where Kev looked at me for, like, answer, because you'll know. And I appreciated that. There was a couple there that run their own investigation team. I think they do small events. Lovely people. They were having input. Just a really good feel-good time. The Munsters... I got 20 minutes into the Munsters film and I turned it off. It was abysmal. As a Munsters fan, I thought he was insulting, considering Rob Zombie's supposed to be a fan of the show. Oh, awful. Awful. Piss off, Ghost. I can't remember where it is on my buttons. There it is.
Piss off, Ghost!
Taco Bella Lugosi. Hey, Beardo, thank you for showing the truth about the paranormal. I'm no expert, and the course last night was quite humbling in how much I didn't know, and then it was also quite humbling to be able to pass on some of my knowledge as well. Like one of the teams was saying about radios and EMF detectors. And I stood there and I said, if there's anyone in the room with us right now, can you take the light to yellow? And the light went to yellow. And they both looked at me and they're like, we know you're doing something, but what are you doing? So, well, I'm got a radio on me. Like, if you're still with us, can you do it again? Take it to yellow. Can you take it to yellow if you're a male? And he went to yellow. And they were like, how are you doing that? And I won't tell you exactly how I did it. But Kev came flying up the stairs, opened the door, and he went, I know what you're doing. But I taught this team how to avoid, or how to look for it. You know, if you're watching a team with their hands in their pockets, the REM pod's going off, they are doing it the same way I was. AV Stevie, thank you for the 100. Jesus, everyone's just throwing money about. Thank you so, so much. $100, let's keep the love flowing. Cheers, Beardo and Mrs. Geek. Thank you so, so much. Holy shit. Whew. What a night, and I am fucking exhausted. I got in about 2:45 this morning, and then I couldn't sort of switch off. I enjoyed myself a lot, and then I couldn't switch off because I was thinking and rethinking certain aspects of the way I investigate. Kev also had me a little personalised torch made. It's got the Beardo Get Scared logo on a red torch. I've got red torches, but none of them got Beardo Get Scared logo on it. It was so made up. I didn't even see it at first. He gave it to me. I was like, cheers. But I didn't want to say I've got one. And then Lorian came over and was like, have another look. It's like, holy shit. Really like the Rob Zombies monsters. It's possible I have an illness. I think you may do, Kenneth. Maybe it's personal taste, or maybe if you didn't see the original monsters. You went to the pub. I didn't. I didn't go to the pub with Lorian. I know how shocking that is that Kevin Lorian didn't take us all to the pub, but we didn't. Happy Droid, hello to you. You're working on a robotic planchette. I had a discussion with you last night because there was a couple there that have spent, I think they said about 18 grand in total over the last 20 years on equipment. And they were like, we've just realised through you and Kev that it's all shit. I was like, yeah. But if you want honest equipment, they won't tell you it talks to ghosts, but they'll tell you exactly what it does. Go and check out Happy Droid. Peter, what did you think of the Ouija Brothers' latest video? I've been waiting for that question to come up, to be fair. And I will get to it. Ray.com Kilbride, thank you for the £2. Sometimes we don't drink. Sometimes. Are you drinking today? So, obviously, if you're unaware, the Ouija Brothers put out a video on Friday that seems to be quite divisive. And I completely understand it being quite divisive because there was I say recent death. There's been some looking into it after. It was 6 months ago. But there's liquid and hair on the floor, and people have kicked off about it. Not a lot of people, but people have kicked off. And I understand it. Next time, Beardo, next time. Yes, Lorian. See, they are drinking. Started watching Uncanny since you mentioned it. You enjoying it? Now, I've spoken to Steve about it, so I'm not going to say anything that's out of turn. Steve knows my thoughts on it. I would not have edited and put out that video myself for me. At the same point, I don't hold any ill will to the Ouija Brothers for putting that video out. Because if anything, it should be seen as a stark reminder that what we do as paranormal investigators and YouTubers that deal in the paranormal is we deal with death. And we never know who's watching, if a family member is watching or something like that. And I think that video should be a stark reminder of exactly what we are dealing with and how we need to be respectful. Now, I've spoken to Steve numerous times since that video came out, and it's really affected him and Griff. They questioned whether to put it out or not. And I understand that. You know, they didn't go into this house. They weren't laughing and joking. They weren't fucking about picking stuff up that they shouldn't have been and throwing stuff about or faking anything. You could see it affected them while they were there, and that's important. And I know it's affected them after the fact. And they are still questioning whether they should or shouldn't have put it out or edited. And Haley C, thank you for the $2. It's not a little thank you. It's a lot, okay? $2. The amount doesn't matter so much. Well, obviously it does. Somebody sends me $100, I'm going to lose my shit for it. But $2 is a lot of money to anyone right now. Times are fucking hard. I get. Don't ever think that you're not doing enough. It should be seen as a stark reminder that we are dealing with life and death and mourning and grief. And sometimes I think we lose sight of that just to watch things flash in the dark. And I watched that video and I messaged Steve, and I said to Steve, while I was watching it, I had this horrible, horrible thought creep into my head. And that horrible thought was, please don't ever let that be me. Because to pass away and not be found for weeks and start to Jesus Christ, it don't bear thinking about. I mean, I know you've passed, so do you know any different? But even your corpse deserves more than to be left on a carpet. But do I have an issue with the video? No. Would I have brought that video out? No. There was a warning there. It was in the title. It was in the thumbnail, I believe. I think they did the best job they could with it and brought it out. I would never have gone into that location. Emotionally and ethically, it was going to be tough. Absolutely. And do you know what? If they brought that video out and one of them had picked up some of the hair and gone, chased the other one or something, I'd have I'd have done my nut and been like, what the fuck was that, boys? They wouldn't. They're not assholes. I've seen other teams that do stuff like that. Remember the guy that dressed up in a dead priest's outfit running around the house, pretending to be the nun? That shit pisses me off. They were respectful. You could see the Griff was visibly upset by it. But that is the fact in what we deal in, is we deal with death. We deal with loss and grief. And that video is a reminder of we need to be more respectful and ethical. I mean, I've been guilty of it, making really inappropriate jokes. I do it when I'm bored. I make inappropriate comments on my streams, in my videos. I've done it in locations. Sometimes you forget that we're dealing with the dead. And it was a reminder to me, and also a reminder of I don't want to fucking go that way. Do we just keep it real and it didn't get more real than that? Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. Couldn't watch it for your mental health. The thing is, right, there are a number of people that have said to the Ouija Brothers, I don't like that episode. I'm not happy with that episode. And what the Ouija Brothers have done is said, I understand. We've put it out, we've put warnings, but sometimes this is what we are dealing with, and I think it's the best way they could have done it. I personally wouldn't have put the video out, but I don't hold any ill regard to the Ouija Brothers for putting it out. I found it a really tough watch, but sometimes you need that that slap into reality that what we're doing can emotionally impact your audience. Other people, family members, if they recognise the house or whatever, they were respectful. They wished well to the spirit, if that is indeed a thing. So you can pick holes in it, of course you can. You can be angry about it. It's death. It scares the shit out of us. I'll guarantee you, if you got 100 paranormal investigators together and said, "Are you scared of dying?" I bet 90% of them will say, "Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. I want to know there's something better at the end of it." Or, I want my family to be fine. The whole vibe was different. Yeah, it was a very difficult watch, but I took all of how difficult it was as a positive into I need to understand what I'm doing more. I need to be more ethical. And this is a big thing that Kev is pushing in the paranormal. I mean, Kev is one of the reasons I was like, unless there's a damn good reason for me to go to an abandoned, I'm not doing them anymore. That and getting threatened with big wooden spoons. Ray.com, thank you for the $2. Check your post after this. What post, Ray? Rebecca Keynes, thank you for the Australian $7.99. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. It was a hard watch, but I believe they did a great job at being respectful. Yeah, the language was toned. I mean, Steve doesn't swear much anyway, but the language was toned down. Griff was completely off, and twice he's like, "I'm leaving. I can't do this." And I know they struggled with putting the video out. No doubt they'll have a live stream in the week, and they know they'll get questioned about it, and they'll answer it. The difference is, what you won't have from them is them shouting at you. They will answer your questions fairly because they understand that people may be annoyed, may be upset, or may think it was a good thing to give us that kick up the ass and remind us that we are dealing with people's dead relatives. And I'm glad the Ouija Brothers did that. I don't want to start World War III, but could you imagine somebody going in there and stepping on what's left and then making a joke? Because other teams would. Because other teams think they're fucking comedians. Or worse, teams that are known for messing with bones, whether it's in walls or pulling them out of graves. You imagine one of those teams went in there and they pick something up and throw it or make a comment and say it's for science. We got the best of a shit situation. A very somber mood. It was. And like I said to Steve this morning, because I've spoken to Steve at length about it, and I said, if I had a massive issue with it, he'd know about it. I would have said to him, "What the fuck was that?" But he wasn't disrespectful. Others may go there now. They could, and they could still do those things. And I'm hoping that with the Ouija brothers putting that video out and with them being as emotionally moved by it, it'll make other people realise that it's something very real we deal with. Somebody goes there after them and starts taking the piss out of it, they're going to get pulled apart. Not just by me, but by anyone. Could you imagine if any of the fake teams went? The thing is, they'll go there. That building particularly, I could find it. I could find it because it's all over Facebook. The story of the building is all over Facebook. What happened to the guys over Facebook? Proper photos of how to get there and stuff. That's how paranormal teams find all of these abandons are found through urban exploration sites. Some of these urban exploration sites are very ethical, and they're like, you take photos, you take videos, but you don't take anything, you don't move anything, you don't, there's ethical people in the urban exploration community. Most of them are very respectful, but you'll get the odd one that is a dick. In my opinion, all those abandoned homes are that way of a sad story. That's the thing, is what they were dealing with there isn't that much different to any other house, any other abandoned property, other than it was more recent and there were physical things there to tell you what had happened. That's the only difference. Now, does it make a difference if you go to somewhere where somebody died 100 years ago or a week ago? Well, yeah, but why does that make a difference? Because they're still people. They'll still have relatives. In fact, Kev at the location last night said there is a story of a person in this date, and he told a brief outline of the story. Double K, thank you for the membership. I appreciate you. A very brief thing. And then he's like, but that doesn't leave this room, and I'm never ever going to tell that story to anyone, and I will never ever investigate that specific story. But he was like, it's about ethics, because in the local area, how do we know he doesn't have daughters, granddaughters, grandsons, grandkids, nephews, nieces, potentially parents still alive, because people are living longer. A big debate on what constitutes long enough to investigate following a bereavement. Yeah, I mean, is there ever a right time for it? Is it ever ethical for us to go into a building and then try to talk to somebody's deceased loved one? Is there ever a right time for it? To some people, yeah. Some people don't mind. To some family members, they don't care. It was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. To some people, it could be 100 years ago, and they will feel completely disrespected because they weren't asked permission, even if it is an abandoned property. You make a good point. What is the difference? I'm not trying to tell you one way or the other how to feel about it. I'm absolutely not doing that. Those are my thoughts and my feelings. I wouldn't have put that video out myself. I couldn't have sat through the editing process. I wouldn't want to get upset editing like I know Steve and Griff were. I think the house can be active whether or not it's on the paranormal list. Well, if there's rats in there, yeah. Purple Ronnie, hello. I just realised I've got a background music on. But it should all be a stark reminder for all of us that investigate, and viewers, to hold people accountable for ethics. Cynthia Bossy Boss, thank you for the 12 months. A year already. Love the support from this community. It's helped me get through some hard stuff and get a project started that I love. You're very welcome. Paul Masters, thank you for the 1 month. Keep up the debunking videos and the movie reviews. Love them as always. No drama videos next week. All 3 videos, all debunking. Hydra Evans said, hi, chat's going so fast. It's surprising how many people are in here on a Sunday when I barely advertised that I'm changing everything. Purple Ronnie, hello to you. That random dude, just watched your unboxing video. Cool stuff in there. I was quite impressed with it. Obviously, the Munster stuff is going because the film was awful. But I did watch Hatchet. That film is an absolute riot. Really enjoyed it. Even if an abandoned property didn't have a sad story attached, they still make me sad. That was a home once, hopefully full of love. Now it's an empty shell with only an echo of the past. Yep. I mean, people go places and they document their findings. What the Ouija brothers found was heart-wrenching, and they've documented it. Paul Masters, thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Your 10th super chat and alive. Let's go. Ethics and tact is important always. Let us just rawr. Jiggy, thank you for the 2 months. Rawr. 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 Don't Scare Claire, welcome in. Overfiend, welcome in. No drama vids until tomorrow when someone does shit and forces Beardo to respond. I'm not responding to A1 Toilet Solutions. He's had his 5 minutes of fame. I don't think I've got any trouble recently. I haven't. In fact, I did the opposite of getting in trouble today. I had an email telling me that somebody's caught somebody faking that I can't stand, and I sent the email back. Unfortunately, it's not a debunk, and this is why. Needed this today. Hello, Cox. Thanks, Beardo. Johnny D, thank you for the $5. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you. I know you've got a lot going on. Usually it works, so I can't chat much. I like to be able to be more involved. I appreciate that you're here either way. Dorset Paranormal, hello to you. Hope you're well. Apparently you've had another fantastic... apparently they told me they had another fantastic investigation last night at a location that I double booked myself for. I was supposed to go there. They guessed stuff, and instead I get stuck talking to Kev Care until 2 a.m, which is absolutely fine. Any updates with E1? Nah, he's still a twat. I think he's put out another 2 or 3 videos about me, but I haven't looked. I don't want to look. That E1 guy, oh my god, he drones on and on. Yeah, I kept getting messages. Oh, this guy's talking shit about you. I was like, yeah, it happens. And they were like, yeah, but he's absolutely, like, proving you to be this, proving... And then I looked, and he's just reacting to himself. People say, I've got an ego. I've never reacted to myself. And when I was asked to react to my first debunking video, I started recording it. I was like, I can't react to myself. I hate myself. Not only hate myself, but I hate what I was putting on camera when I started. Everyone needs to learn to read the room. I don't think he ever leaves the house. That's why he doesn't know how to deal with people. You unfollowed me. Which was so affected by being in that house. You could tell it felt wrong to them, but they were respectful. Absolutely. Nightmare Leader, thank you for the $2. Head pat, please. No. There's a weird thing with that head pat thing I didn't know about. I ain't doing it. I keep getting caught up in all of these weird things because I'm old and I don't understand weird stuff. I ain't doing it. You can tell Griff didn't want to be there from the start. Yeah, Griff looked visibly upset or like he was going to throw up. I haven't seen... there's 4 Hatchet movies out, right? I can only find the 3rd one, but I don't want to watch the 3rd one without watching 2. I've been told not to watch them because they're terrible. How did you find Kevin's workshop? I want to go if he does one near me. Tuck, absolutely go to it. Absolutely go to it. Anyone that's interested in learning about equipment, ethics, or taking in some old school methods, like a pen and paper, and as ridiculous as that sounds, you know, you're like, I don't need a pen and paper, I've got a camera. My camera records everything. What happens if your memory card wipes like things have done with me? What happens if your memory plays a trick on you and then you don't want to stop your video to rewind it back, but you've got a little notepad? That's not the only thing that was in it. But I don't want to talk too much about what was discussed in the course, because then people may not go. They just want me to tell them what was in it, and I could never do it justice. It was a very, very good course. Just skimmed Simply Stranger's video responding to the A1 Insanity. Ben was defending you. Jay Carton himself from the wild claims. Must say, fair play to him. I'm not going to sleep, Ben. I've obviously got my issues with him. Personal issues. But I asked him not to make videos about me with misleading thumbnails and titles, and he stopped that. I asked him to come clean about his fakery, and he did that. So I'm not going to like him, but he seems to be making an effort to make amends. I will never forgive him, but doesn't mean I got to keep going at him. And as long as he's willing to learn and leave me alone, jolly good. Kev Kerr and Kenny Biddle, my go-to guys who have questions about investigating properly. Yeah. I think, especially after last night, there are certain things that anything equipment or photography or that sort of thing, I will absolutely go to Kenny Biddle. But for a lot of things, I will go to Kev K. And he's a very, very nice guy. Very softly spoken, nice guy. There was no teacher and student sort of thing about it. It wasn't boring, despite him being the most monotone man I've ever met. He's not, but he thinks he is. Apparently, Beardo has an OnlyFans. No, he does not. People pay me to put my clothes on. Ben works for the Sun and Sky Entertainment now, so he won't be going anyway. They have lifetime contracts. That's up to them. I genuinely, I don't care. As long as he leaves me alone. Sorry about my comment on your E1 vid. Couldn't have been that bad, because I don't remember. I don't mean that in a negative way. Kev is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Clay, you went on one of his courses, didn't you? I was quite surprised how much I enjoyed it, considering I'm relatively more experienced than some people. And I was still learning, still enjoying it. Wannabe. Who's a wannabe? Wannabe rock star, though. I don't know. Kev seems to be aging far more gracefully than me. Bastard. Fantastic. If you're in the UK and you're looking to learn about investigating a right way, a better way, absolutely. Even if you're experienced, there's something you will learn on that course. And you'll get to meet cool people as well. Even though it was a very small course, it's only the second one, and some people pulled out last minute, it was still a friendly atmosphere, and obviously there were a paranormal couple there that watched the channel, but we sort of forged this little friendship, and we peeled off on our own to do little investigations through the night. Mark, the sarcastic law student, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Me and Mr. Don't Scare Clay went recounting that at Mr. Don't Scare's Clay's... Yeah, I mean, there's elements of investigating to it. Unfortunately, the people that I was going off to do the little tasks with were fans of the channel, so we kept getting sidetracked by our own stuff. But yeah, it was great. Absolutely great. And Kev was very clever in the way that he made sure that there wasn't... Because obviously I'm solo, and there was a couple, and then a couple, and he was like, right, we'll do these, we'll do this, and we'll get to know... The way he organised us into sitting and then into interacting meant that nobody was like an outsider. There was a very quiet gentleman there, but that very quiet gentleman, when it came to questions, spoke more than anyone, because genuinely he was interested. All of his questions got answered. I thought he was really good. Really, really good. I haven't seen the Chud movies. I haven't seen any of them. Thank you for those 5 gifteds again. Thank you very much. How would any of us feel seeing the remains of a friend or relative on YouTube like that? I guess you don't know. I mean, wasn't really... It was remains, yeah. I'm not telling anyone how to feel, and I'm not saying that... I don't know how to word it, because I wouldn't have made that video. I would not have put that video out, but I'm not going to blast them for it either, because they were respectful as they can be, and it's a stark reminder that part of what we do is dealing with death. Did you get info on lens flares and how cameras can accidentally fake... actually, yes. Yes. There were things that we discussed there that happened on the night that we were able to debunk. Dan Johnston, thank you for the 2 months. Here's to more milestones. I appreciate you. Philip, thank you for the 15 months. Can we get a wee? Yes, you can. Cody Bremen, thank you for the $20. My great-great-grandfather fought the Spanish-American War. He stood next to Teddy Roosevelt on San Juan Hill. I don't want someone disrespecting that site and making up things that happened there. No bones were shown. Sorry, 2 seconds. No bones are shown but hair and bodily fluids. That's enough. And listen, you're not wrong for feeling that way. And the Ouija brothers won't tell you that you're wrong for feeling that way. Mike, thank you for the 23 months. Pleased to be a member. I appreciate you, Mike, for 23 months. Wait, what a miss. Who's been shown remains on YouTube? Mr. Gray, you'll have to go check out the Weeds Brothers' recent video. I think you were discussing it, weren't you? Did you have a discussion on live about it? But I was out with Kev last night. There was a movie that was a horror, but seen as a black comedy, Blood Beach. Have I seen that? I'm not sure. Have you recovered from the rough hike? Oh, Joe. Thursday, me and Mrs. Geek went on a bit of a hike. Instead of driving to a castle for me to put the drone up, we couldn't put it up because there's fucking kids everywhere. That was Seg. All right. We walked there, walked around the castle. I took tons of photographs, walked back. About 2 hours later, I went to get a drink. I was like, my fucking calves. My calves were killing me. They were still killing me last night. So unfit. Honestly, if you think about it, other people probably died where we're standing at some point in history. Absolutely. I mean, we're walking on the remains of the dead 24/7, really. Light day. Hello to the twins from Florida, a.k.a. the good twins. How you doing? Where have you been? Have you ever seen Robert Englund's Galaxy of Terror? Roger Corman directed it. I don't think so. David Bench, thank you for the 13 months. Proud to be a beardo weirdo. Proud to have you here. Thank you. Ouija Brothers had remains in a video. I like the bros, but we put other channels on blast for doing the exact same thing. I haven't seen the vid yet, but it should not have been in the vid. And everyone's entitled to think what they think. It wasn't bones and skin and stuff, but yeah. It was more a stain on the ground, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It was more a stain on the ground and hair. But still, it technically is remains, I guess. It had a tagline, just when you thought it was safe to go into the water, you can't get into it. Is that about a film? Oh, is that the film with the landmines on the beach? It wasn't Mrs. Geek's birthday. It was Mama Geek's birthday, but she had a fantastic night. Personally, I think they could have blurred it. They could have blurred it, and Steve said, do you think I should have blurred it? It was like, it's too late now because it's out there. And secondly, the second you blur something in a video, there isn't a giant cock drawn on the wall. Somebody will say it wasn't really there. You faked it. Maybe blurred it. Yeah, and it's something they questioned whether they should have done or shouldn't have done. Have you seen a video on Mythos? GIF coming to you soon. If you're on about Jimmy's video, somebody was on about it earlier. I haven't watched it. Should have blurred it. Ouija Brothers didn't know it would be there before they went in, I don't think. And it did squick them all out a bit. Yeah, and, you know, I've answered about it as honestly as I can about it. You know, the big, you know, the people to ask about it are the Ouija Brothers. I know that Steve feels like shit about the entire thing. Todd Stevenson, hello to you. Personally thought they did it respectful and didn't need a blip. They were respectful. At the end of the day, I can see every side of every argument with it. I really can. I can understand why people are angry. I can understand why people are upset. I can understand why people are just going, is what it is. It's death. It happens. I personally thought they were respectful and didn't need a blur. I love the boys on a few years, obviously. I just think it should never have gone out. It could really damage the brand. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't have put it out, but I'm not them. Question is, if the twins or Sam and Colby made the exact same video, would some opinions be different? Good point. I mean, I've gone very hard at people, but if they'd picked something up, if they'd been joking, and I think there's the difference with the twins and Sam and Colby. Everything's a fucking joke to them, and that's where I get my ear off. Or when somebody picks up a skull and says, "Hey, it's for fucking science." Oh, look, there's his brain, and poke you with a stick. That level of disrespect is what sends me fucking feral on people. And there is a difference to me. I'm not telling you there has to be a difference to you, but that's just me. I got it on now. If they never told you the story, you wouldn't know what it was. No. No, you wouldn't. Griff was definitely affected by being there. Blood Beach was something under the beach that ate people. Oh, I've not seen that. Depends how they acted while they were there. I'm not going to tell people to go and watch it, because some people are going to get... It's up to you. Use your own discretion whether you think you want to watch it or not. So, the twins and Sam and Colby are not respectful to the paranormal. My problem is that they kept showing the stain. The thing is, we all know that the Ouija Brothers are going to be live on Wednesday. And that's the best place to ask. I can only give my thoughts on it. And like I said, I wouldn't have put that video out. I wouldn't have recorded it, I don't think. I probably would have been like, "Who? I'm out." But then, in other cultures in the world, death is celebrated as opposed to mourned. Nana Hef, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Problem showing body fluid upsets people, understandably, but that's what happens after. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it's biology and what happens. Some people are not going to be bothered by it. Some people are going to be bothered by it. Some people are going to be outraged by it. Some people are going to be like, eh. And then you look into, if you only release what you think is appealing or pleasing to people, do you ever release anything in the paranormal? And that's not me saying Sam and Colby and the twins would have been disrespectful. How? I don't know. Maybe they would have walked in, saw it, and gone, "Fuck that," and gone somewhere else. Who knows? Sorry, happens after death, which was respectable. Yeah. I mean, if you're offended by a stain, you've had a sheltered life, go out to the country, not too sheltered, you'll get over it. That's kind of dismissive, but I understand that as much as people that are angry. But this is the point. This is the whole point. It's a discussion because everyone's got a different opinion on it. A lot of people are pissed. A lot of people are happy. Not happy, but, you know, it is a tough one. A very tough one. And I think it's a tough one that will haunt them. Really poor choice of words there. But I think it will play on their minds for years to come. Ouija Brothers don't do it for views or shock value. No, I mean, if they're going for shock value, the title of the video would have been like, "We found blood at this house, what happened?" And then a picture of it in the thumbnail. They didn't overexpose it in that way. Everyone has different sensitivities. That's why I see it. Maybe blur it, but offer a short where it's not blurred. Yeah, and hindsight, again, is a wonderful thing. I'm bothered by it. Yeah, everybody's different. The pun was not intended. As Peter said, Ouija was doing a live during the week, and I'm sure they'll be ready with all the answers that you seek. They're very professional. Yeah, they haven't destroyed anyone in the comment section for questioning or even kicking off, because they understand why people are kicking off. The Maori believe in life after death, and many say they see their loved ones. Yeah, and going on the belief route is something completely different. I mean, I don't have a belief system in a religious regard, but I'm not going to slate somebody for having one. It's when it's forced on me I don't like it. Like, there's some guy who keeps coming into my comments, you need to find Jesus because you talk to ghosts. There's no such thing as ghosts, it's just demons. And I'm like, motherfucker, post that one more time. Because I'll give you my opinion. And you ain't gonna like it. There are far more graphic YouTube videos. Yeah, YouTube's a strange place. The sheep had to blank out saying Horror of Horror's name the other day. Because of his accent, it was picked up as a different word. A word I try not to say. Because it'll demonetize you. So he was like, we'll just call it horror. Because if you say it wrong, you get demonetized. Yet, people can pick skulls out of coffins, and that doesn't get demonetized. The lines of YouTube are all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. Definitely, I love Ghosts on Trend. The best, they're so real, and except when they don't get any activity. Love to see you with them, Beardo, very soon. Yeah, Todd, we're trying to work on something with a well-known location in the UK of me and Ghosts on Trent working together. Hopefully it'll happen soon. It shouldn't be taking so much time with your stream, Beardo. Pomp, if it was anybody else's stream, I would agree with you. But I've staunchly defended the Ouija Brothers and made videos defending the Ouija Brothers, so of course people are going to ask my opinion on it. So I understand that. And Grace, thank you for the £5. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. It's a really tough one. I mean, how far do we have to go to get close to death for a paranormal experience? Respect goes a long way. You know, Steve and Griff are respectful. Listen, if they didn't look so affected or upset by it, I'd probably have a very different outlook. But I am not going to shit on anyone's opinion, whether they were thinking that it was right, wrong, nasty, whatever. You're all allowed and all entitled to your opinions because we all have different sensibilities, different morals. It's an absolute fucking minefield. The hair is questionable, though. If the clean up the spot, hairs will come out of the carpet that has been there for years, probably. Yeah, you're probably right there. See, the glasses. The other thing, when Steve picked the glasses up, watch the way he turned them up and placed them and sort of, like, almost patted them like I've put them back for you. There were things that I wouldn't have done. There were things that I think they did the best they could have. It is what it is for them. They're clearly affected by it and probably will be. I know it's affected Steve. Steve has lost sleep over it. Not just the video, but the experience. $2, thank you. Mystic Mimo. Steve and Griff weren't trying to solve a crime. No. I mean, they had very little information to go in there with. They knew there had been a death, but, you know, it was a while ago. But they didn't realise what they were walking into. I did a video on something 30 years ago and people got upset. I've done videos on people that have passed and people kick off. For example, Ed and Lorraine Warren. A lot of people think I'm a piece of shit because I will shit talk those con artists. That's the way I am. I have had people say, I can't believe you keep mocking Derek Akora with Mary Loves Dick because he's passed away. And I'm like, where do you draw the line? If somebody dies, can you never ever make a joke again? Because I have got friends that have died that would be mortified if me and my mates didn't make jokes about them. I've got other friends that have passed away that I'd never make a joke about. Also, those glasses being put there by explorers. They were originally on the TV. So Steve put them back where they should have been. Right, fair. Without death, we wouldn't be investing time and energy on the paranormal. Someone said that it could just be a reminder to check often on your loved ones. Yeah. That was the biggest takeaway I took from it was, dear God, even though I don't believe, but dear God, don't let that be me in the future. That's fucking horrible. Can no one have a laugh anymore? Depends. Sometimes no. I mean, do you remember I made a joke? Look at her, she's turned up to a paranormal investigation dressed as a stripper. She was wearing a fucking handkerchief over her tits. And that made me a misogynist. Disrespectful to women. I won't be disrespectful to women. I was being disrespectful to a woman that was being bullshit on a bullshit investigation. Michelle Hardman, thank you for the 11 months. Hey, you don't love your channel. Can I have a rar? Of course you can.
Rawr. Rawr.
Cat Scarlet, I think they handle it well and with respect. Not sure why people get so upset. It's what happens. And I had to go to my friend's brother's house just after he died. Much the same situation. I get it. I went to a family member's funeral years ago. And somebody pulled out their phone and started taking selfies in front of the coffin. And my mum pulled me back by my shirt collar because I was going to rip the phone out of their hands and stick it up their nose. So, you know. What kind of facility was seeing Griff next to? They said they were screaming. They were next to a care home, I believe. I'm sure they said it was a care home. Derek Core is obviously being comedic with Mary Loves Dick. Comedy doesn't stop being funny because the comedian died. Oh, I 100% agree. The world has changed so much, that's the biggest issue. It is. It's like we live in a world. The last decade, I don't know why everyone has got so confused. Like, people are absolutely, like, raging for things that don't directly affect them. I'm guilty of it. Then there are people that will go to a comedy show, watch a comedian like Frankie Boyle, no matter if you like or hate him. If you hate him, don't buy a ticket to his show. If you go to his show and you buy a ticket knowing what Frankie Boyle is going to say, and then you get offended, that is on you. That is not on Frankie Boyle. Jimmy Carr, any of the really, like, I don't know what the term for that comedy is. Really dark, nasty comedy. But it's comedy. It's a show. That's not the real person. So, but we live in a world now where there's a comedian in Australia who's been banned from Sydney because of what he has said on stage as a joke. That is ridiculous. And I'll never be able to get on board with that. There are certain things that are done or said in the real world that shouldn't be allowed to happen. Yet it is allowed to happen and it's accepted as the norm. For example, on YouTube, if you display certain regions or certain times in Germany, for example, with a certain logo, you will get demonetized. There are certain words relating to black history that you are not allowed to say on YouTube without being demonetized. Django was a film about it. You say those words, you can get demonetized on YouTube. Are we then just washing history away and doing the, if we don't talk about it, it didn't happen? Because nobody learns then. We should be able to discuss that symbol and those atrocities. We have to say unalived. Why? It's part of something we've all had to go through. We all know somebody. Yet you can't discuss that without getting demonetized. And then you see people doing things on YouTube where they put themselves in danger. They're doing stunts that could seriously hurt them. And there's nothing to stop that. It's only if they hurt themselves that they have to stop it. We live in a world where you can go to prison for an opinion. Yeah, I mean, violence is never the answer, but the 80s and the 90s were a far better time where if you said something out of line, you got a smack in the mouth and you learned never to do it again. At the same point, we are far more tolerable to things now. We're a more we tolerate more as a society. We are more open-minded to things as a society. But then certain things are getting shoved down people's throats, and the people that it's about don't give a fuck either way. For example, Auntie Kaylee. Auntie Kaylee that comes into the chat, or there's a guy that I worked with, John, a homosexual man. He was a gay man. He was a happy, gay man in a gay relationship. He had children in this relationship. Not, there is no issue with that. And then you'd say something about gay pride and he would go, I fucking hate that. And I'd be like, you can't say that. And he was like, why not? I'm gay. I don't want to fly a flag. I don't feel the need to tell everyone exactly what I am. Can't I just be me? And I'm like, fuck yeah, you can. Do you know what I mean? There are people fighting battles for certain rights right now, and those people are not even involved in it. By all means, support your friends, support people. But there are people getting involved just for the sake of arguing and fighting, and it's diluting. The same as people throwing the word bully about and all of that other shite. They dilute in everything, and at some point, it'll all come back and bite every one of us on the ass. Your gay friends hate pride? I think I know more gay people that hate pride than enjoy it. But, that's down to the individuals. And that, I think that is where the problem is. Nobody is looking at the individuals anymore. A trans person is a person. Why have we got to put the trans on there? Why do we have to label them? Stick them in a... Just let people be people. If nobody is hurting anyone, have at it. I don't give a fuck what you identify as, what you are sexual. I don't care. As long as you no harm to me, I don't care. Good people are good people, no matter what they want to call themselves. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It doesn't impact me. It doesn't hurt me. Nobody has been hurt by somebody saying, I think I was wrong I was born in the wrong body. Nobody's hurt by that. The people online will gladly see my wife and a family unalive because of nationality. That... Yeah. Live and let live. Happy with whoever people want to be as long as they're causing no harm. Absolutely. Absolutely. There are some amazing people out there that identify as whatever. Just look at the amazing person. That's all it takes. A person. Just wish people who don't want to hear about it just stay out of it. Let people be as long as they're respectful. Yeah. The problem is most of the people pushing these agendas are not involved in it. They are just involved in pushing agendas because they want to be woke. The word woke is seen as negative because it's lost its meaning because people are taking it out of context. They're using it as something to batter you around the head with. The older guys I know hate the Pride movement. They had it really bad in the past. Yeah. I don't want to get... You identify as old. Me too. I don't want to get too deep into it because no matter what you say, somebody will twist it and make you out to be a hater. And that's the wrong... It's the wrong way to go about it. Absolutely the wrong way to go about it. Just let people be people. I think we need to get off this subject. Jesus. It's been a deep, meaningful conversation tonight. Yeah, let's not get into arguments in the chat about any of it. Everyone's got a separate opinion. You should be free to be who you want to be. Isn't that a song? Because you're free. Toxic is one of the most overused words. Yeah. It's lost all meaning. Now toxic is just a word for somebody you don't like. Being woke meant being aware of social injustices? Absolutely. But now it's just a word. It is just a word to throw at someone. Ah, you're woke. Like, it's an insult. Fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. Dude, bro, coming up.
Dude, bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
What's my favourite taco? Right now, Mr. Gree, any taco, because I'm living on chicken and salad and... people can be really... Yeah, we're going to get on to a different subject. What do you think of the Toxic Avenger? I haven't seen it. I saw it as a kid and loved it, and I loved the cartoon as a kid. Maybe orbs are the ghosts of bumblebees or dust. Today was a beautiful sunny day. It was. It was freezing last night. My car was iced over by 2 o'clock in the morning. James Fonda said it best. Woke just means giving a damn about other people. You love the dude, bro. On a lighter note, did you see the new terrifying naked figures that got announced? I haven't seen any of them yet. I've seen the Marvel Legends announcements, and I don't want any of them. I've got enough Wolverines, thank you. Mrs. Geek is his favourite attack of Jesus Christ. You had to go there. Did you go back to see whether you heard a yes in the video? I forget who you were with. It's on my to-do list. It is on my to-do list. There's a few people have left a few time codes for that video of certain things they think I've missed. And I also want to get deeper into the go to sleep section of it. Happy birthday, Beardo. Right, that is getting banned. Giuseppe Stromboli, I actually have. I did not see that coming. I did not see it coming. Didn't think they'd pull that trigger. Adorn me, Beardo? Absolutely.
Oh, fuck off! Adorn me, Beardo! Fucking A! It's perfect!
I have indeed seen the X-Men 97 cartoon. I think it is absolutely phenomenal. So phenomenal, in fact, I've got the full range of figures over there. And then I've retroactively gone back to find older ones like Morph and Angel and stuff to add to it. I loved X-Men 97. I grew up watching that X-Men cartoon originally. That Carney, thank you for the 9 months. Smash the like button. It tickles the balls. It absolutely does. Absolutely does. In fact, you can have a tickle for that.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
John Corleone had the last 3 days hell with vertigo. Thought I'd catch up in Beardo when it was over here, and I am. Let's go, John. Hope it clears up for you. Yeah, I absolutely adored X-Men 97. It was such an improvement on the original while paying homage to the original. I was very impressed with it. It is not my birthday, Leroy. It is not. Excuse me. I've got a mute button on. I keep forgetting where it is on my stream deck, so I can't press it. Beardo, it's been so long. Can you please tell me what... Oh, you motherfucker. We were going to go to the Hellfire Caves this week, but they were closed on the weekdays that we wanted to go. Beardo, which is your favourite Paranormal Activity movie? As in the Paranormal Activity movies themselves, the first one. Although, there was a newer one came out that was not really linked to the originals. With like an Amish or Amish farming community. I really enjoyed that one as well. I think that one is very underrated. The Cena thing I did not see coming, and the reason I don't watch wrestling as much anymore is become too predictable. That caught me off guard. Yes, I got publishing. Hello to you. I hated Fraggle Rock as a kid. Hated it. I hate it now. Hell on Earth is Aberdeen, Scotland. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I've been to worse places, I imagine. I mean, everywhere's got really bad areas. Ron the Valley's a beautiful place, but there are some places you wouldn't walk around in. Well played, CRL. She got me good. I fell asleep during the first Paranormal Activity movie. See, I watched the first Paranormal Activity movie before it was released, and I thought I may have misremembered everything. And then Mythos discussed it. There was a copy did the rounds with a more believable ending, and it scared the shit out of me. Hated Fraggle Rock. That's the saying you hate puppies. Well, I don't, because puppies are not puppets. I've still got the Patreon, but I've got I haven't put anything on there, and I don't know. I genuinely don't have the time. I keep saying I'm going to close Patreon down because I don't have the time to release content for it. But people would prefer to pay through Patreon than put money into YouTube. You keep breaking up, Beardo. Right, the stream should be fine. It may be an issue with YouTube. Refresh your streams if you're having trouble. We're off to the pub. What pub we off to then? What's on your bucket list? I don't know. There's a pub in Wales that in Kenfig called the Prince of Wales. Apparently, it's a very, very haunted place. My mate's sister owned it for a while, and I've missed out on it, and apparently they don't allow paranormal investigations there. The stories behind the place are incredible. I think most haunted went there and ruined it. GM's Creature Comforts, thank you for the £2. Wait, I'm New Year. Is it not your birthday? No, it's not. Kel H, thank you for the $5 for the Nickelback tax. I will die on that hill. You can have an Egan. Oh.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Peter, what pop do you like to drink when you come on an investigation with us? Right now, black coffee or water is all I'm drinking. I did, we went over the pub the other night with Mrs. Geek's parents, and I had a rum and coke. It was very nice. You keep cutting out. Try refreshing your stream. Close it down and come back in. I don't know what's going on with it. My chat was acting at my laptop after refreshing. It sounds like a YouTube-ish. Right, it's definitely a YouTube issue because I've got a sound bar there and everything is fine. Apart from I'm too loud by the look of it. When I get too close. Yeah, come out of the stream and come back in. I think that will fix it. I just did an Egan. It's fine now. Your stream's absolutely... Yeah, I think it may be a YouTube issue. In North Wales. Is it cold in North Wales? Fucking freezing here last night. Well, it's only 5 degrees now. Thursday, I went out with a beanie hat on and my hoodie. I was like, I should have worn shorts and t-shirt. Staying off the bongo beers? Yeah. Well, it's working. You're looking slimmer. I haven't dropped... I haven't dropped any weight in 2 weeks. Which is really disappointing, but I haven't gained any, which is a plus, you know? You live near Wrexham? Wrexham's beautiful. North Wales is stunning. Can you get a piss off ghost? Yes, you can. I don't know which button it is anymore. Hey.
Piss off, ghost!
Bring some bottles of water. Appreciate it. We're in the double digits tonight. It's going to be very cold overnight. Yeah, it's only 5 degrees now, and... Is it dark yet? Yeah, it's dark. It's just me. Anyone that's having issues with the stream, close the stream down and come back in. Because I don't know what's going on. It's not my end. I have not dropped a frame. CPU usage seems fine, so it's not my end. Have you watched the BBC Paranormal? Yes, The Girl, the Ghost, and the Grave, and the UFOs set in Wales. Yeah, fantastic show. Glasgow Ghost Hunters, thank you for the £5. See you, Mrs. Geek, in 26 days. It's marked on the calendar, my friend. Been to Llandudno on a weekend break once. Me and Mr. Grey went to North Wales on a, not far from It wasn't Wrexham. It was more west. But stunning drive up there. We took the wrong way, really. But absolutely stunning. We did the coast on the way up. On the way back, Mr. Grey left before us. On the way back, we came over all the mountains and stuff. Beautiful. Pissed down all the way up. Got to the location. The sun was beaming. Beautiful day. Got to fly. Love you, my fellow weirdos. Beardo, you, Miss Geek. Take care. Thanks again for being awesome. Thank you, Haley C. Refreshed the stream and it's fine now. From Welsh Pool Beardo, watched one of your earlier videos the other day where the people said it was in northern England, but the old the Welsh Exorcist house. And yes, by the McDonald's in Welsh Pool. The house isn't there anymore. But people were saying it was in England and they made up this story and basically the homeowner sold it because it was going to become a Premier Inn. And I think it was Urban Explorers initially started this story that it was an exorcist house. Sally House, they called it. They just take names from American haunted houses that are probably not true, bring them over to the UK and slap it on a house like the UK's Amityville house. No, it fucking wasn't. Nobody was murdered in there. We had a pub in Llandrinio. Where's that? Never heard of that. Naomi, how are you doing? Trisha Compton, hello to you. Used to go to Connoy on holiday in the 80s. I worked in Anglesey for a couple of weeks. And what a stunning place. Anglesey is amazing, beautiful. Thoughts on Destinations of the Damned? I don't know what that is. You never been to South Wales? South Wales is more built up than North Wales. But there's areas of it that are beautiful. I mean, the whole coast thing from Tenby all the way down to sort of Porthcawl, Barry, Penarth, all beautiful coastlines. You've got amazing, like the valleys. You know, people will say, oh, there's a bit grim in the valleys. Only in the housing estates. There's so much beautiful areas around. Like, I've lived in 2 of the different valleys in South Wales. Never appreciated how beautiful they were until I moved to London. Lived in London for 9 months. Came home like, I missed this place. Villa Wolf, thank you very, very much for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate it. David Smith, hello to you. Hope you're well, my friend. Been to Anglesey. Anglesey's beautiful. Tenby's beautiful. But then you can go 10 minutes out of Tenby. There's a housing estate in Pembroke Dock, and it is rough as fuck. Only one little area, but I think everywhere has those one little areas. I mean, where I grew up was horrendous as a kid. But for the most part, away from one estate, it was nice. Nice warm hoodies, a mug for your hot choco. Check out the merch by clicking the link here. Thank you, Jolene. Let me pin that in case. I am working on doing the merch for the Beardo and then all the things that people call me. Why can't I pin? I can. Sorry, I'm being an idiot. I want to get it done, but I want it done in proper text and make sure I haven't spelt anything wrong because, you know, I have a habit of spelling things wrong. I don't struggle with spelling for the most part. I just rush when I type. I'm going to go to stay awake all night as I'm starting night shifts tomorrow. Mrs. Geeks in the next 10 minutes going on her night shifts. What's the matter with Pembroke Dock? For the most part, nothing. But there was a housing estate I went to there and it was rough as fuck. I wanted to see Wales ever since the first time I saw an American Werewolf in London. Wales is stunning. So there's a castle and I wanted to put the drone up and film it. It's such an impressive castle ruin. Me and Mr. Geek walked there the other day. So I'll just show you one image of it. I mean, that's one of the walls of it. It's far more intact than the others I've been to. It's got all these nice little gated off areas and stuff. I wanted to put the drone up, but there was just kids absolutely everywhere, so we couldn't do anything with it. But for a little bit of extra content, my plan is to travel all the castles in South Wales, get drone footage of it, walks around of them, because a lot of them you can't go in the night because they fenced off. That's the castle. Some of you may remember this. When I first got the 4K camera and I went to get into a castle and step over a fence, and it turned out it was an electrical fence. And when my testy touched it and I had a bit of a shock, and then I grabbed it because it hurt, and then I had a shock in the hand. It's that castle. When I visited the UK, stayed in Watford, visited London and Peterborough, all really, really lovely. I wanted to see Wales until I heard you need scuba diving gear. The weather in Wales is pretty miserable. It can be very... It's nowhere near as grey and murky as people will have you believe. Reminds me of Can I Play With Madness? I can't remember the name of that abbey, but you can actually go there. Me and Mr. Gray went to Neath Abbey probably this time last year. It might even be over a year ago. We went with Dean. And we filmed walking around and stuff. But I want to go back there because now I've got the drone. That was hilarious, Beardo. What did I do? Did a nice t-shirts too. Oh, right, the t-shirt design. The sun has been out. It's just been a bit... It hasn't been bitter cold until the night, and it is still really cold. Just don't whiz on the electric fence, Ren and Stimpy. That's when I first started watching you, Beardo. I was so proud. The 4K camera. Text Mrs. Geek, like, oh, there's literally, I can just step over this fence. It's not that... Fuck, what was that? And then I grabbed the fence. Hint, hint, if you get bored laters. Yeah, I'm only on until 8 o'clock, York. I'm going to be sending everyone over to Ghosts on Trent, and then I've got to eat. But I could play some games tonight, Yorkie. I haven't played the new update. Ever been to the Blue Anchor in Aberthaw? Yes, I have. Obviously, when I used to ride the bike a lot more, the motorbike, not a push bike, I'm far too lazy. But yeah, we used to meet up down there on the bikes. Love the hoodie you're wearing, Beardo. This was from the YouTube gamer convention that YouTube invited me to. Really good quality hoodie as well. Like, that's printed, but that's actually embroidered. Neath Abbey was awesome. Yeah, I want to go back with the drone, Mr. Grey. And obviously the castle I just showed photos of. I want to do that. I forgot how big that castle is. One of the closest to me. And I've never walked around the grounds of it like I did 2 days ago. So now the kids are in school. When we get a nice day in the week, hopefully, I'm going to go over with the drone and the camera. You got turned into a chicken on COD. That game's getting fucking ridiculous. I keep getting turned into unicorn poo. And CRL does unicorn emotes. I don't see you on Steam, CRL. I'm not talking to you. What? I'm headed off, gotta work. No worries. I'll drop you a message. Yorkie. There's a ruin near Llangollen. It's on the Horseshoe Pass. Heck of a long way to go. Yeah, the other one me and Mrs. Geek are going to do. If you've ever seen the Dark Knight trilogy, Dark Knight Rises, the Christian Bale movies, the waterfall on the Bat Cave that the Bat Wing comes out of, or he doesn't call it the Bat Wing, that is filmed in Wales. So we're going to go there as well and film some of that. Because obviously a lot of you guys can't access Wales. So it'll just be a little bit of extra content, probably on a weekend, just so you guys can see how beautiful the area we live in is. Event Horizons is such a good movie. Event Horizon, sorry. Very, very good movie. Sorry, everyone. Time for me to get to bed. Just took my medication. Good night, Monique. I hope your medication works for you. Paul Masters, thank you for the $4.99. Appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Catch you later. Dropping the kids off at school. It's Sunday. Is that a euphemism for going for a poo? Really want to come to Wales in the summer. Paranormal by the Sea. It'll probably be on a Thursday this year. I make that joke every year without fail. I'm terrible. Absolutely terrible. 2 seconds. I'm just trying to grab a link for Ghosts on Trent's upcoming video. Just so I've got it ready for when we end later. Paul, appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. The Ram, the warm rain season is the best time to come to Wales. I don't know what that smell is when there's warm rain. There's a weird smell and you're like, it's going to rain, but it's still sunny and hot. It's going to be awesome. Our summer's penciled in for the last day in May. Watched The Batman the other day, Rob Pattinson. Thought it was bloody awesome. Joe Mr. Gree, when they announced him as Batman, or did I mock? I still don't like the idea of having a Batman that looks like I could beat him up. But it was such a well-made film. Absolutely stunning film. Even if you take the Batman out of it, it is still a good film. It just happens to be a Batman film that is so well written. I've been watching a lot of the Weeds Brothers live. Our respect for that, especially the last video. Yeah, we had a massive discussion about that earlier. Whew. You want to visit Bristol? I was in Bristol last night. I've not seen much of Bristol. I used to play in bands and stuff, but I've never really seen much of it. Another place me and Mrs. Geek like to go is Bath. Bath is stunning. Beautiful location. That's the ozone you're smelling before it rains, is it? Beto beat Cardiff this weekend visiting fam. Yeah, it did cold. I didn't realise you're in Cardiff. Should have said. I could have spared an hour. I'm a bit suspicious how nice the weather has been this week in Pems. Maybe it's a really summer. Yeah, that's all we get in, dog. That's all we get in. That warm rain smell is called petrica. Oh. Brian's World, hello to you. Happy Monday, Bristol. Oh. Time zones. How do I make a gift membership? It's something to do with the $sign at the bottom of the chat. It's in there somewhere. None of us at home liked The Batman. I did, and I was primed to hate it because I'm not a fan of Pattinson. Or I didn't think I was because he made some bad movies, but then I saw him in a film called The Lighthouse. A very weird film. A lot of people don't like it, but I did. York, yeah, I've had a few discussions recently about wanting to go to York. Obviously, beautiful looking place with a haunted history as well. When's the Batman 2's release? Pat's only be 2 years younger than Affleck was in Batman vs Superman. Is that true? The smell of dust after rain, petricom. Ah. But sometimes it happens before, right? Maybe I want to say thanks you, making me laugh and helping with my anxiety attacks and depression. Thank you. Emma Rose, I appreciate that. Have a rawr.
Rawr. Rawr.
There are ways to run a phone, Michelle. But it's different between Android and... I think you have to get an email sent to confirm that that's what you want. And to do it, it's more like you can buy petrica scented candles. See, that scented candles never smell like they're supposed to smell like. It's like... And the sticks Mrs. Geek lights on fire, they smell of something, but it's never vampire blood that I can smell. Mr. Dead called himself in the house. He is Mr. Sexy Voice. You've had 2 honeymoons in Wales. The Lighthouse, one of my favourite films with him in. I was caught off guard by how much I enjoyed that film, Mr. In fact, it was you that recommended it to me. Peter, what vape do you use? I soon need to take a vaping again. I'm smoking way too much. Right, this little thing is called the Aspire Mini Can Plus. When you first get... I mean, this thing's years old. It only lasts for 4 hours on charge now, but it lasts about 3 days off a charge. You get these little pods that you replace on the top every week or so. And I use a company called Bar Juice for the actual... My camera I'm going to autofocus on. I'll send you a message if you want, Paul. I'm trying to get off it, but in between giving up alcohol and food that I enjoy the taste of, if I give up vaping as well, I'll probably get banned from YouTube because I'll be raging at everything and everyone in sight. Did you know Ben Affleck is the actor to have played Batman and Superman? Yes. I still think that Affleck was done dirty. He could have been the best Batman. The Lighthouse brilliant film. It's an uncomfortable watch as well. It's very, very weird. Very, very weird. But I really enjoyed it. It surprised me how much I enjoyed it. If the gun is eyeing the guy that played Reacher for Batman, Bruce Wayne, I don't think he'll do it, but he's blooming awesome. I know the guy you're on about. That Reacher's TV show. I watched the trailer for it. I was like, it doesn't look that good. It's a good show. And he's Batman's build. Wait, what friend request? I'm not on Facebook. Yeah, Dandal's not on Facebook. The Dark One, thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. I sent Mr. Grey a request months ago too. On what? Mr. Grey's not on. Oh, Steam. I was going to say, if you're adding Mr. Grey on Facebook, it's not him, but Steam. He was hawking titles. Yeah, I don't know if he's got that Keanu Reeves thing about him where he always looks a little vacant. Oh. I don't know how he would pull off a Bruce Wayne. I've never seen an intensity to him. Bruce Wayne, Batman, needs to have a bit of intensity. Ryan Reynolds wants a 4th Blade movie with Deadpool. Go for it. Reacher caught me off guard as well. I didn't expect to enjoy it anywhere near as much as I did. Really enjoying Reacher. In fact, I've got an episode to watch today, haven't I? It would have been out on Thursday. You liked Robert Pattinson? I've not watched. I watched the first 1.5 Harry Potter films. They weren't terrible. It just wasn't for me. Good evening, the Ouija Brothers. You could have come in an hour ago, dickheads. You managed to get tickets for Uncanny in Liverpool. I've bought tickets for me and Mrs. Geek for Cardiff. We've actually got tickets for it. I'm really looking forward to it. Because it's part of my thing now. When I'm doing anything paranormal, I listen to the Uncanny podcast on my way. Just to try and get me into the spooky mood. Which Mr. Grey will go, that's priming. You're being primed to be scared. It doesn't work, so silence. Reacher's really good. UK Paranormal search for the Essex trip Uncanny is doing. I was watching Reacher before this live. Because I didn't watch the Jack Reacher movies because I can't stand Tom Cruise. Yeah, the first 3 episodes came out a week ago. And I think another week will be out now. Watching Freddy 4 with a family. Why are you doing that to your family, Steve? The first 2? Well, the first 3. Yeah, make him watch part 3. Not the youngest one. There's some elements of that might really freak him out. Waiting for the dates for Uncanny. The dates are out. And I'm sure the tickets are on pre-order now. Uncanny TV show and podcast is great. I love that stuff. It's much, much smarter mainstream entertainment. I will die on that hill. Absolutely die on that hill. The Super Ouija Bros. The guy who plays Reacher, exactly how he looks in the books. Not the yeah, Tom Cruise is like 5'3", is he? And Jack Reacher is supposed to be a hulking man. I've read some of the Reacher books. Been wanting to watch them all in order. Ah, right, you are watching them in order. Fair enough. There may be some to skip, Steve. Like Freddy's. The kids would probably enjoy Freddy's Dead. I hate it. Love you, Reacher. But like you, Beardo, didn't watch the film. I struggle with anything with Tom Cruise in it. I really do. Yes, Steve. I don't even want to invoke it again. Love to see Black Sabbath for a lineup. Yeah, but Black Sabbath are so old now. I'm glad I saw them when I did, and I won't watch them again. Forgive him for the movie because he wasn't responsible for the direction, but damn was he hot in it. Wait, you're talking about Little Tom? Little Tom Cruise? I can't take him seriously as an action star either. Alright, the guy can sprint, and he's old as shit, but calm the fuck down, Tom. He gets into all these fights and he's kung fu chopping people and shit. Do you know how I'd stop him? Grab him by the top of the head. Fucking calm down, Frodo. Behave yourself. And he'll be swinging like that. I'll probably throw in a line like, you can't box with God, you little shit. Push him over. Do I like Kiss? There's the odd song of Kiss that I enjoy, but for the most part, they're not really my thing. Don't watch the film Blink because you'll never get that time back. No, Beto, Robert Pattinson. I hate Tom Cruise. Alright. Fair. Can't imagine little Tom Cruise punching anyone out. It's ridiculous. You got Henry Cavill when he like cocks his arms, and I'm like, Henry Cavill looks like he could beat the shit out of anyone. Henry Cavill is a big, strong-looking dude. Tom Cruise looks like an elf in Cuban heels. I know a lot. I didn't realize Tom Cruise was so disliked. And I don't think it's just because of the Scientology stuff, because I don't care. I don't even know what Scientology is, really. Never paid any attention to it, believe what you want to believe. But he just comes across as a smarmy git. That's my official stance on it. Tom Cruise is a smarmy git. And I don't think he can act. Every film that I have seen him in, he plays the same part. Except when he played Lestat. It's the only film I've ever enjoyed him in. And Rain Man. But in Rain Man, he was a dick. Which works for him. I haven't even seen all of the Mission Impossible films because he's in them. Henry Cavill was a great Wolverine variant. I was one of those in the cinema that cheered. I'm really gonna school. Cheryl, I've got no interest in it. It'll never affect me, so... I do remember the thing with Tom Cruise is on like a TV show and he's bouncing on the sofa like, I'm in love. It's like, you sad little man. Scientology. Scientologists into aliens, are they? I thought it was... or is it a religion based around UFOs? Hey, maybe I could get into that. Spaghetti alla paranormale. It wasn't... What's his face? John Travolta. Wasn't he something to do with the Scientologists as well? He was like high up in the ranks, wasn't he? Helena M, hello to you and your mother. Hope you're very well today. Watch Tom Cruise Vanilla Sky. I've seen Vanilla Sky. No, it was not for me. I can't remember the original film it was based off, but it was better. The story of Vanilla Sky was alright, but it was a bit... meh. Cavill would be a great James Bond. Yeah, James Bond is it? Fuck no, innit? Amazon have got it, and or part own it, and people are not giving up either way. Scientology is completely based off a race of aliens and a space. All right. Right. Are they like the funny handshaped club? Because it does... I know people that are in the funny handshake club. And the jokes I've made, I'm surprised I haven't been smacked in the mouth. Because I want no part in it. You're a businessman now. You can come to the Masons. Like, fuck. And I'll make my joke. I'm not going to say it on you. Beardo for the next Bond. Oh, could you imagine it? The name's Bond. James Bond. It's like, fucking hell, James, you've let yourself go. You got tits. What's wrong with you, James? Have a shave, you scruffy git. I can't. I got too many chins. Tom Cruise is amazing in every film he's not in. I don't like slating him, but yeah, I don't like James. I don't like Tom Cruise in anything. The Sky was a concept. It did drag, and there was a line that Penelope Cruz kept repeating all the way through it, and it fucking bordered on torturous. You can just imagine being like, give the government secrets. No! Open your eyes. No! Open your eyes. 2 hours of that shit. I'm like, they're open, and my bank number is... Beardo 007. Fuck no. I mean, I can't act. I can do funny shit, you know? Can my daughter Mia get a rar? She loves it. Absolutely. Mia, here's your rar.
Rawr. Rawr.
I've got a suit. I'm not a complete and utter slob. In fact, I've got 2 suits, 3 waistcoats. I can dress nice on occasion. I just don't like doing it. Because I get this feeling like everybody's looking at me going, you don't normally wear suits. You look like a twat. Like the suit is wearing me and going, this guy's really a scruff that sits in his pants. I mean, even now, I'm not sat in my pants, but I'm wearing animal pyjamas. I've just put a hoodie on over my animal pyjamas. Tom Cruise is particularly annoying in Rock of Ages. I've not seen it because it's got Jack Black in it, and I also don't like Jack Black. Can I get a farted?
Yes, Carl.
No, that's the wrong one.
I've heard. Yes, we all know Mary likes it. Copy me. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, Carl. What was that?
Beardo 007 climbs over the golden electric fence. Thank you very much for the 1 month. I don't have a tuxedo printed on a t-shirt. I'm not sad. I've got 2 suits, but only one will fit now. What the hell's that bang outside my house? Animal PJs, I want them. Some of the t-shirts are a little behind the scenes here. Some of the t-shirts you see me wearing on my live streams are in fact not t-shirts at all. They are pyjama tops that have Star Wars on them. Not the white one with the red bands around the arms, that's a proper t-shirt. But the half black, half red Sith Lord t-shirt, it's a pyjama top. And 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing the pyjama shorts to go with it. Working in comfort. What if you had a suit that was the same as your shirts? What? I don't have the farting dog anymore. It broke and I can't find it. He was Lestat in Interview with a Vampire. One of the few films I enjoyed him in. What's called Beardo in a Suit. The Accused. Do you know what? My grandfather made that joke. My grandparents renewed their wedding vows when my grandfather started to get very ill. Or it might even have been before he got ill. And at the time, I had like crazy hair and a face full of piercings. And I said to my grandmother, don't want me to take my piercings out for it. Don't you ever change, but you got to wear a suit the same colour as everyone else. It's all black and red. Your grandfather's favourite colours. All right, cool. Helena M, thank you very, very much for the 5 gifted. I appreciate it. So I bought a suit specifically for it. I couldn't wear it now because it would be skin tight. I walked into my nan's house. I had this nice cream shirt on, a nice bright red tie, this black suit, done my hair tight. I walked into my nan's. I still had combat boots on though because I didn't own shoes. And I went, hey, what do you think? My nan went, oh, you look bloody lovely, you do, love. Bloody lovely. And my grandfather did the following. Will the defendant please rise? Cheers, Bamp. Dick. The fattened dog did explode yet. You're 50 and wearing Stitch PGs. All of my PGs are either Batman, Marvel superheroes, or Star Wars. All of them. Why is that duck in the background staring into my soul? It's a Thor duck. Leave my Thor duck alone. Also got Wolverine riding a werewolf. And the fuck you, puss. Or the fuck off the puss. Do you still have Creepy Baggins? Oh, yes, we do. Creepy Baggins hasn't gone anyway.
Hello there. How you doing? You come here often?
Every day.
Oh, why is that?
I work here.
Oh.
I don't have horror PJs, but I do have Cthulhu slippers. You're the right shape for 008. One fat Can I say something controversial? Luke Skywalker is the worst character in Star Wars. Woohoo! Wow! If your duck is Thor, stop rubbing it. Joe Vitale. Thank you. Plugging it in after this. Nightmare Before Christmas, Garfield, Looney Tunes, a few more. Yeah, I don't have any horror PJs. Joe Vitale, welcome in. I have Darth Vader onesie and I'm 49. I did have a Captain America and a Batman onesie, but I can't wear them. I hate wearing onesies. I bought them because they looked cool. But it's like, I've got to strip off to go to the toilet. I ain't doing that. When you're going to model your Hobbit feet slippers, I'm not. They're under there somewhere. Disgusting things. Can't even look at them. Cassidy May wants to get you Tubbs Ducks for your birthday. I've got a Batman one as well. I've got a Batman Tubbs Duck. New Mr. Groove pop for that one. Yeah, I mean, I think the most overrated character in Star Wars was Boba Fett. He looked cool, but he didn't do anything in the 2 movies he was in. Didn't do anything. The newer ones have obviously given him a backstory. Everyone loved Boba Fett, and I'm like, Han Solo is hands down the coolest character in Star Wars. Hands down. He was so cool that when he got carbon frozen, he dreamt that he was a guy called Indiana Jones on Earth. Fantastic. Best character ever. I've seen Lord of the Wars and Star of the Rings. I don't know what everybody else is talking about. I'm that much of it. I loved the Lord of the Rings movies. Didn't like the Hobbit movies, though. Never seen Star Wars. You have no opinions. Mrs. Geeker, don't... She did enjoy The Force Awakens, but I think that was the first one she'd ever seen. Then I took her to watch the Solo movie, and she fell asleep. I nearly did. That wasn't that great. Jar Jar Binks is an alien Jamaican on camera. Yeah. Yeah, Jar Jar Binks wasn't a great character. Oh, Darth Vader was cool, but I don't know. As a kid, I always thought that Han Solo was just, like, cool. He was the cool character. I don't give a shit who shot first. He was cool. You know, kids always wanted lightsabers. I didn't. I wanted Han's blaster. Han Solo was epic. But I don't understand why people don't like the character of Luke Skywalker. The new ones kind of ruined him a bit. But then even Mark Hamill will agree. I love Star Wars. I don't think I love it as much as Mr. Grey. Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord is one of my favourite theories. Do you know what? I watched the YouTube video on it. And when they put it all together, I was like, it can't be. Not Anakin. Depends which version, because I think the kid acted better than Hayden in some scenes. Darth Vader is an old man in a suit with COPD. You have severely underestimated Darth Vader. How dare you? Rogue One was so good. Solo shot first, anything shown after is a barefaced lie. See, that argument was about when we were a kid, and I could never remember who shot first. Whatever you do, don't watch The Acolyte. It was goddamn awful. What's The Acolyte? You love Yoda and Princess Leia the most? I mean, the Boba Fett TV show wasn't very good. The Obi-Wan TV show was fantastic. The Mandalorian was fucking epic. Loved The Mandalorian. And I've tried to watch the one with Jude Law in it, and I've got one episode in and got bored. R2-D2. Star Wars was full of amazing... I mean, I can't turn my camera anymore, but I've got a shelf over there of my Star Wars Funko Pops. I've got a couple of the ships. I've got... CRL sent me Corgi cars. I think Corgi or Matchbox. Star Wars on them for the films. They are all on the shelf over there. I've got pretty much got a cabinet for Star Wars stuff. And I've got a box in the garage full of old 3.75-inch figures. Spin-off on series on Disney. Is that the one with Jude Law? Because I couldn't enjoy it. Tried to watch Mandalorian because Baby Yoda was adorable, but I got so... It's not Baby Yoda, it's Grogu. Boba Fett show wasn't that good at all. No, episode 4 basically beginning of season. Yeah, it was more about the Mandalorian than Boba. You loved the Ewoks. As a kid, right? I loved the Ewoks. I know everyone bangs on, everybody hates the Ewoks, everyone's always hated the Ewoks. I didn't. I liked the Ewoks as a kid, damn it. And I still think they're funny now. But this is where you know you've grown up when you're a Star Wars fan. As a kid, your favourite Star Wars movie is Return of the Jedi. As an adult, and you know you've hit adulthood, it is because it turns to The Empire Strikes Back. Just saying. Got most of the Indiana Jones movies, got all the Star Wars. I don't have the new Indiana Jones movies because I didn't like the last two. Only 3 exist. Every kid loved Ewoks back in the day. Yeah, people will say now they hated them as a kid. They fucking liars. They're liars. Everybody loved Ewoks. There's a photo of Harrison Ford's stunt double with Carrie Fisher and a stunt double, both in the sleeve outfit hanging off either arm. I am yet to see a photo of a happier man. Carrie Fisher was a very, very beautiful lady and a very good actress. And I watch old movies and I didn't realise how many things she was in that I had no idea I completely forgot that Carrie Fisher was in Drop Dead Fred. I don't know how I forgot it, but I did. And her role in that film is fucking hilarious. Her fighting in the office block with Fred, hitting him with a shoe, but he's not there, he's just mocking her. Absolutely hilarious. Give me the prequel movies to the sequel. Return of the Sith, I thought was epic. Clone Wars, I didn't like. I think I've only ever watched it twice. I'm not a fan. I think The Force Awakens, for nostalgia and everything else, I love The Force Awakens. And it steadily... But I still enjoy all 3 of the new ones. I really do. Carrie Fisher's also in The Burbs. Yeah, I put it on for my nephew about 3 months ago. We had him here overnight so his mum could go to work. I put The Burbs on and he was glued to it. I was like, holy shit, Carrie Fisher's in this as well. She was a very good actress. Ewok stuffed animals are the cutest. My dad took me to the cinema to see the first Star Wars movie. Never forget. This is the thing. A lot of people will look back at Star Wars, the original Star Wars now, and be like, the action's not very good. The effect... For the time, it was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. I thought The Force Awakens was awesome. I still enjoyed The Last Jedi, even though you left the theatre in a funk. There were elements of it that I didn't enjoy, but the only Star Wars film that I've never fully invested in, it got enjoyed, was The Clone Wars. And that was one I was really excited for. The last Star Wars movie just didn't make any sense. I think they had a shit script and then tried to shoehorn fan service in, and every bit of it backfired. Jay and Silent Bob. Mark Hamill was in Jay and Silent Bob as well. I would argue that the whole new trilogy made 0 sense. I mean, for Reed to have that strong a link to the Force for no training made 0 sense. The Imperial March music was my ringtone on my phone for a decade. Sue Fleming, thank you for the membership. Appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. You've never seen any of the Star Wars films. They're not for everyone. I'm not here to tell you that they are amazing, but if you don't watch them at least once in your life, you're missing out. Star Wars and Disney now is just a nostalgia beat. Yeah, you could say the same about Marvel and Disney. But I love the Marvel movies. I know some people hate where it's gone. The worst Marvel movie is still better than anything DC have put out in 12 years. Fact. Anything. Where DC shine is their animated stuff, and Marvel until X-Men 97 were really struggling. Star Wars was like watching magic. I mean, when I was a kid, the first time I saw a lightsaber, just... It's like, what is that? I wanted one. Fine with the Marvel movies. I think I'm a massive comic book nerd. And if you take into account that when I wanted to watch Marvel movies, they couldn't even make proper ones For example, there was an X-Men film before the 2000s X-Men or 1999's X-Men. And that original movie was called Gen X. Fucking shocking. There was a Fantastic Four movie before those. I've never seen it. Apparently it's really hard to get hold of. But that was supposed to be abysmal. Then we got Blade and the X-Men films, and I was like fully invested. I like X-Men 3. I don't care what anyone says. Because I appreciate that when I wanted to watch superhero movies when I was a kid, apart from Superman, they were all really bad. I love Tank Girl. Star Wars punk album. I'll never mind the Ewoks. Here's the Empire. What? For DC over what they've done with Marvel after Endgame. They're in a bit of a slump. But, I mean, Shang-Chi, it was a movie I had no interest in. I thought it was brilliant. You watch everything Marvel, and it seemed like it was the same movie over and over. I get it. Right, what have we got? It is 5-2. So we'll be sending people over soon. I'm sort of sad that there hasn't been a great Psylocke or Gambit in a Marvel movie. What about in Deadpool and Wolverine? I thought that Gambit was brilliant. The Doctor Strange I have seen, and it was awful. There's the Incredible Hulk film where he fights Thor, and then they team up. That was... I mean, considering how much I loved the show, that movie was crap. Loved it as a kid. Hated Civil War. I didn't. I loved it. If you ask me what my favourite Marvel movie is, it changes on occasion between Infinity War, Endgame, but also Winter Soldier. I think Winter Soldier is one of the best things Marvel has ever put out. Such a good movie. Daredevil's coming off soon. It's coming back. And all the people that have seen a few episodes of it are saying that it's even better. I can't wait. She-Hulk was shit. I struggled with She-Hulk. I got to the end of it, but I struggled with She-Hulk. Kaza, thank you for the 10 gifted, you legend. Thank you, Kaza. Jerry Sats, hello to you. Good evening. I do apologise for everyone that's just coming in, but we are about to end and send everyone over to Ghosts on Trent. I'm going to put them on the TV while I'm eating, and then I'm probably going to play some Warzone with Dorky. The old Captain America with a plastic shield, he was awful, right? Civil War, Winter Soldier, Endgame were epic. The Captain America films were probably the strongest of all of them. As much as I loved Iron Man, and Thor's my favourite character in Marvel history, Captain America films were far stronger. She-Hulk was shit. Yeah, I really struggled with it. I loved the Ant-Man movies. Quantumania was nowhere near as bad as people said, but it wasn't a great movie. Multiverse of Madness, everyone hated. I loved it. You wouldn't mind Sebastian Stan or more. Okay, calm down. I had a blast today, thank you. I mean, it's been a very temperamental stream today. We've gone from people shouting and arguing to me going on a fucking tirade that I probably shouldn't have gone on because people were poking. Yeah, the last Venom movie was fucking shit. But that's not Marvel, that's Sony, and Sony don't know what to do. They need to give the characters back to Marvel, all of them. First Wonder Woman was brilliant. The second Wonder Woman looked like it was made on a shoestring budget. I hated it. Marianne Juice, Ant-Man and the Wasp. The Quantumania one. It was okay, but it was a dip in quality. So, everybody, I am going to post a link. Replacement message. There we go. So that link will take you through to Ghosts on Trent. They have a premiere going live any second now. There's 33 people in already waiting. So I would appreciate... Beardo starts 4 a.m. on a Monday morning, so I may miss... Sorry, Kaza. I couldn't do the Fridays anymore because it's the only day me Mrs. Geek gets, so I've had to move them. I'm sorry. Please go and check out Ghosts on Trent. I'd really appreciate it. Paul and Mark are good friends of mine, and they deserve all of the love. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity and your kindness today. Thank you for what turned into quite a heated discussion at one point. And then we reined it back in, and then we had some fun talking about movies. Movies are always safe. Mostly. Much love to you all. Tom Cruise is still a little shit. Beardo out.
You feel it coming down, and Beardo goes around and lead a roar. Can I get a roar? Dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a roar. Can I get a roar? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off a Beardo in Emery's life. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Can I get a roar? Roar. You can get a roar. Roar. The object of the day to put a smile on your face. All the fans know how much he appreciates. Roar. You can get a roar. If you're just feeling like crap, all you have to do is ask. Beardo's got your back, and just like that, you get a roar. Can I get a roar? You can get a roar. Roar. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Can I get a roar? Got your back, and just like that, you get a roar. Can I get a roar? You can get a roar.
Get yourselves over to Ghost on Trent. Stop talking. Love you all. Goodbye.